from my friends, from my family, to care about whoever you are dealing with, friends, family, customer. If you deal with empathetic way, trust me, you will get what you are looking for. If you were looking for business, if you're looking for brand, whatever, name it. Customer experience is a philosophy, man. That's how I feel it.
Season 11 of CX in the Wild is live from across the world. From the buzzing streets of Tokyo to the creative pulse of Sao Paulo, we are on the ground, uncovering CX in its rawest form. This season, we're venturing into uncharted territory, exploring the edges of what's possible. So, let's begin.
All right, welcome back to CX in the Wild, Dubai edition, August, I guess it's September 2025. This is the first podcast for my guest, Ahmed Hatem and I. And I did a little research on him. He's a rising star in the world of CX, has some technical experiences, certifications, and is exploring these world of events, meeting CXers. If you get a chance to meet him, you'll meet him today, but catch up with him at an event. The interesting thing about rising stars is they're still open to new possibilities. They're not entrenched in legacy ideas, pre-AI. They can think more quickly in short form content ways, which I think is becoming more and more important every day as we accelerate because of AI and advancements in technologies and globalization. His perspective may be interesting to you and most likely will unlock insights to how you can continue to survive, compete, and thrive in the world of experience. And with that said, hello, Ahmed. How are you doing today? How does it feel being on your first podcast?
First and foremost, Dennis, thanks for giving me the opportunity to have my first podcast. I'm very interested to see myself on your YouTube channel. And yeah, thanks again for having me.
Thank you for coming down to the Airbnb to just have this conversation. What I like to start with usually is, can you just tell the audience who you are and what's keeping you busy these days?
Quick introduction about myself. That's me, Ahmed Hatem. I'm a customer experience manager in E&D Enterprise. E&D Enterprise is the digital arm of E&D as a group, which formerly known as Etisalat, the global technology company. So I was fortunate enough when I came and landed in UAE. I started in Etisalat as a key account manager, handling a lot of customers in the SAP segment, and then I moved to the CPaaS industry. CPaaS, which is a communication platform as a service, it's a terminology which we use in the technology, assisting customer to utilize the omni-channel communication solutions in the proper way. And yeah, that's me. So I care about customer from day one in my career. Yeah.
And when you talk about customers, what is a customer to you?
From a customer, it's something which should be at the heart of anything you do in your career. If it comes to the process, if it comes to the technology, if it comes to people internally, employees, customer always should be at the heart of any kind of change or any kind of partnership or any kind of movement we do. So customer is our life if it comes to my career.
Thank you for speaking in English, because I often interview people and it's a privilege to have you speak to me in English. So I'll start over. Okay. My question really is, you seem to know that everything in your life and business has to do with customers or relationships with people. I'm surprised because young executives just think this is a fact. But I see a whole, from the C-suite all the way down into managers, they don't seem to think customers at the center of every decision are important. Why do you think younger people are all customer centric and more senior executives are not?
That's a great question. So if I look at my generation, from day one, I feel if I put myself on the customer shoes, because at the end, I'm a customer for someone, right? I'm a customer for the government. I'm a customer for a retail. I'm a customer for a hospital. I'm a customer for XYZ. So I do believe, my own perspective, I do believe that customer is the most important pillar for any kind of enterprise or government on earth, not only in UAE. Because if the customer is not happy, if you don't have that bond with your customer, trust me, I will never deal with this enterprise or this X organization again. And my belief got proven in E&, as an organization. I was fortunate enough to work in E&, because everything we do is only about the customer. Customer, as I said, it's in the heart of anything we do in E&. That's why if you look at our values, our key values, we have 3 key values in E&. One of them is to be customer obsessed. Trust me. So it's one of our core values in E&. So yeah, that's why I strongly believe customer is the most important pillar for the business, for the revenue, for your brand, name it. Yeah.
Your entire employee experience is united by customers. And I try to explain that the reason there are silos or inter-office politics is because the company has over time evolved to teach their employees to prioritize their compensation and their incentives like bonuses instead of the customer. If the customer is in all of the business conversations, there becomes a natural integration across the departments. But some companies have lost that and they're finding their way back. And some companies, it sounds like yours, still have it as part of their original design. So it's great to hear that you have that, but I'll be honest with you, it's not that surprising. Dubai leads the world in customer centricity. Ironically, so does China. There are places in the world where customer centricity is a business axiom, where the government and continuity of leadership and vision for growth understands the human part of the equation. And so you are probably way ahead of many other markets in the world just by your culture. You're in a culture that is just cultural. Your culture is customer centric. That's it. But I think our audience knows this. What I think they really want to know is, what's it like for you on your journey as you represent the new generation of customer experience professional? Do you know that? And if so, how does it make you feel?
That's a very deep question, actually. So as a new generation, let me talk about the country first. UAE, for me, it's like if you look from the high level, it's like a company. UAE, it's like a company, right? And Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed and Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid are like the CEOs of this company, right? So, and we as E&, or E& Enterprise, we are always having the same vision of the country. We try to apply the same and follow the same path of our leadership. And customer, to be honest, if you ask me personally, I don't like this term customer. I call it people, because we shouldn't look at them as customers. They are people at the end. Because as I said, and at the end, someone will call me as a customer as well. I don't know. I don't want someone to call me as a customer. I'm a human being, right? So we should deal with customers as human being. We should care about their feelings. Because if you want me to define what is customer experience is how customer feels in every single interaction he is having with your organization. This interaction, it might be, how do I feel when I receive your message on as a SMS? Is it personalized or just generic to the public? It makes me feel better when you mention, hello, Ahmed Hatem, that's me from XYZ company, blah, blah, blah. If I'm calling your call center, do you know who am I when I'm calling you? Do you know my persona? Do you have my history in your record? Or I have to explain to you again that I have this issue and I have to go in a hassle. So people experience matters in my life. It's my philosophy, to be honest. It's not about only my career. That's what I do in life. I'll give you a very good example. I apply customer experience in my personal life. Very good example. You will like it. Recently, I brought my mom to UAE. She's an old lady, very traditional Egyptian mom, okay? So I dealt with my mom as a customer. When she came, first, what is the key pillar between any kind of relationship or a bond with someone? Trust. Does she trust me? Of course, she's my mom. She trusts me, okay? So I did with her. I have a specific framework which I'm working on it in the back of my mind. First, trust. Does she trust me? Yes, of course. Personalization. What does she like? What are her interests? She loves, for example, to sit in front of the sea. She loves the Egyptian food. She loves 1, 2, 3, 4. So I put all her interests. Resolve her issues. I know my mom, she's having a certain kind of illness. So if something goes wrong, am I capable to resolve this issue? Yes, I do. So I'm always advising everyone, not only my colleagues, everyone from my friends, from my family, to care about whoever you are dealing with, friends, family, customer. If you deal with empathetic way, trust me, you will get what you are looking for. If you are looking for business, if you're looking for brand, if you're looking to whatever, name it. Customer experience is a philosophy, man. That's how I feel it.
Human experience, human relationships, they have transactions, okay? Me and you, we go out to lunch. We fight over who paid last time. One of us makes the transactions. It's okay. There are capitalistic societies or governments that have evolved to isolate and optimize transactions, conversations, and mindsets. And I tell you this because you're in a part of the world and it's cultural. I've done a lot of research now in the last year about where does the culture of customer experience come from? And I'll give you a perfect example. Airlines in Western cultures, they are engineers, they are creators of airplanes, and their engineering, their building process, how they got there is about being very smart in terms of optimization, aerodynamics, safety, regulations. So they need to isolate each of these pieces. Now, On the other side of the world, the Eastern airlines, they look at cultural cues, feelings, emotions. Their businesses are set up entirely different in the airlines. Qatar. I did a report on all of the lounges. I guess not all, but the top 10 lounges in the world. All of the Eastern lounges have cultural thematics to set the vibe. And it's not about entertaining, it's about creating an ambiance that for the traveler, they get to feel some of the local culture, and the people from the local culture get to feel a sense of home or familiarity. But even more so, if you look at the Qatar lounge in Doha, they use it as a lab. It's their innovation lab. It's easy for them to test a change in vibe. It's easy for them to test a change in service and delivery. And they get feedback right there from their most loyal customers, which they can implement in the rest of their ecosystem. And the feedback they get is emotional as well as efficiency. Whereas you go to like the flagship lounges in the US and it's like, how many people can we stuff in here? How fast can we get them out? What is the lowest cost food that the customer will actually accept? It's an entire ethos and mindset from Western versus Eastern philosophy. Eastern philosophies value the collective. Western philosophies lean towards the individual. So it's a really interesting thing for me to see you as a young person. You just naturally are a customer experience leader. So be prepared. I don't know how much you've got around the world, but not everyone is at the same stage of their human experience journey. That all being said, what are you going to do with your career? Where are you going to go? How are you going to change the world?
How can I change the world?
No, you can change the world however you want. What is your vision? When you're at the end of your customer journey, what is the output?
That's a great question. So mainly I'm dealing with government if it comes to my vertical, because mainly I'm managing the government entities in the UAE. So whenever I'm working on a certain project, for an example, omni-channel, contact center, business process outsourcing, name it, any kind of project. So we make sure that the customer, the end user, when I'm talking about customer, it's not the government who I'm dealing with. The end user must receive a phenomenal experience through our services, which we do provide. Because we are a technology company, we offer a lot of services, a lot. I cannot, if I spend days, I cannot mention how many services we provide, because we have a great ecosystem internally, and whatever the customer is looking for, we try our level best to get it done through our services, through our partners. So we have a great partnership ecosystem as well. So the output should be end user happiness. This is the outcome. If you, in a very simple way, the end user happiness should be the outcome. That's it. The customer should be happy about the service which we offer to the government or to the enterprise as well. Customer happiness is the key. So we feel like we did something for the society. It's not only about, selling service or providing a solution to X company or what. No, it doesn't work in this way. customer, who is the end user, must be delighted about the service which we as E&D Enterprise provided to the X organization. Customer happiness is the output in a very simple way. Yeah.
It seems so simple when you say it. I spent the early part of my career, over 60% of my career, trying to improve customer lifetime value, which was a cost metric or a revenue metric. And that made me think about efficiency a lot. And most of my career was about the money of CX. And one of the reasons why I want to relocate to Dubai for most of the year now is here happiness is the outcome, and it's not a lie, or it's not a sales pitch. Your ecosystem, everyone has an alliance to make people happy. And whether it's entertaining, which is what I think most of people looking at Dubai, they think, oh, it's about luxury and it's about fun, or they view it as kind of maybe like a destination like Las Vegas or Disney World. But I tell you what, most people who go to Disney World have a great experience and they're happy, and it's not about the money. But you mentioned the government here in the happiness thing is very important. And I know this because I've worked or interviewed so many diverse people in Dubai, especially, and I've never heard anywhere else in the world where the passport control, immigration, the airlines, the drivers, the taxis, the hotels all work as a collaborative partnership, and each one in a positive way holds the next one accountable. Like, I'm going to give you, the person is coming, I've gotten them my stage, and now it's your stage. And each team says, okay, I got them. I'll get them to the next thing, and I'll make sure they get to the next piece. The ecosystem of trust and positive peer pressure across industry, no matter how many people I interview, I don't know how that happened. I don't know how to enforce or even encourage it in other markets, because I'm all over the world and it's not the same. And I do know it comes from your leadership wants there to be continuity. But you know, that's so much easier said than done. I'm jealous. I wish I would have started out my career right where you are. What are you focused on this year in your tactical delivery, academic work, the day-to-day? Because happiness as a goal is great, but you have to be smart, you have to learn things, you have to execute. What kinds of things do you focus on executing?
If you are talking about my 5-year plan from today, for an example, first I'd love to care more about my health, because if you are in a good health, you can deal with people in a good way. By the way, health is a key. I'm advising everyone to care about health. Health is the key so you can care about others. If it comes to the education, it's endless journey. You have to study till end of your life, especially in this time of the world, the AI and machine learning. AI is not a new thing anymore, but we have to deep dive into the AI more. We have to come up with new use cases which can help the society, which can make our life easier across all verticals: healthcare, retail, government. And I believe we are in a great part of the world. They are really investing in AI. They are investing in us as well as people to know more about AI. They are making our life easy to know about AI, to learn. We are learning day by day. If you are asking me, every day I'm learning new thing through LinkedIn, through X academic, for an example, organization, through you, through people. So learning, it's a very long journey. It will never end. That's how I look at it. So, and what else? Family. I forgot about family. Family comes first for me. And family, I'm still single, but I have family. It means my mom and my siblings. So family, if my family are in a good condition, they are happy, I keep talking about customer happiness. Family happiness is the key as well. If they are happy, I can perform, I can study, I can be in a good shape with my people who are surrounding me, right? So I always keep family at the center of anything also I do, or any kind of movement I do in life. So yeah, that's it in a very simple way.
I'll tell you what this is my podcast. People can hate me all they want. You said this thing about health. Unpopular opinion, but you can know so much about a person immediately before they say anything. You can look at someone and know how much they invest in decision making. You can just tell instantly what kind of decisions they make. Do they overcompensate? Do they indulge? Do they spend recklessly? Do they surround themselves with other people who also make those kinds of decisions? It is often amazing to me as I travel the world, the amount of effort some people expend to convince me that they're experts. And I can just look at them and say, you very well may be knowledgeable, but the quality of your knowledge based on, I can look at you and how healthy you are, I do not trust. I would not put my budget with you because you clearly can't even make the right choices about a discipline, daily routine, diet. Like, it's so clear. And it's such a key indicator of a person's performance for themselves will tell you everything about their performance for others. My take. Do you think I'm crazy to think that?
Oh, you are not. Yeah. Imagine yourself, you are sitting in front of me with a very big belly, and your high pressure is very high. You get irritated, right? Because high pressure will eventually, it will drive you to deal with people in a wrong way or angry way, right? So health is extremely important for anyone. And I've seen the top C-level in the big organizations, they care about health. Even in our organization, there are a lot of initiatives only for health. We have a lot of programs as well, which motivates us as employees to go for running, go for gym. You should reduce even the government itself. I'm not sure if you heard about it or no, but the government now is applying, I believe, high taxes for the high sugary products. So, because sugar is not a good thing for your blood, for your overall health, right? So if this is coming from the government itself, it means it is something extremely and vital, important for us to follow in life, right? So, yeah.
It's so funny you say that. In the United States, we had this thing called the food pyramid, which was meant to guide the people to eat properly. And it turns out, if you know about health, the food pyramid was basically a blueprint for obesity, high blood pressure, product sales, efficient supply chain, correlation to eating habits. And even today, they believe in other parts of the world that a person should be consuming like 1,800 or 2,000 calories a day, and the math just doesn't work. It's like using the NPS score. It's like people are just looking at the wrong things, and it's cultural. I love that you know these things inherently. It gives me hope for the future. You strike me as a young leader who will expand your influence beyond this city, your government activities. You're going to have influence, and I'm just glad to see that there's leaders like you. And because of that, what can I do to help you in your career? We talked earlier about you might kick off a podcast. Please let me be one of your first guests. I would love that. I can, after we wrap up today, I can give you a really quick resource that will tell you everything you need to know about quickly ramping up a podcast, getting it out inexpensively, and it will, in short format content, you could have a podcast up and running in a couple of hours. And it's a website that I use called Buzzsprout, buzzsprout.com. I went there. Within like minutes, I had my first podcast up, so it's easy. I can show you some of the equipment because you need to get your voice out there. But is there something I can do, or our audience can do to help you on your journey?
I believe I love to be in touch with new people, create new connections. So me as a young leader, as you call me, I don't know if I can call myself leader or not, but it's good to hear it from expert like you, Dennis. That I'd love to listen to the senior people in the CX. I love to listen to their insights, hear about other cultures as well in the West, as you mentioned, how CX works in this part of the world. For an example, I'm doing it by myself by listening to other podcasts as well on the LinkedIn. But I'd love to meet them in person, because for me personally, I still have a strong belief in the face-to-face meetings or face-to-face interviews. Yeah, we are using Microsoft Teams on our daily basis, which is fine. But again, face-to-face meetings still for me very important, because you can understand the body language. You can read everything from just the look at the eyes, So yeah, that's it. Great connections will help me to be a better person.
Fair enough. You made me think. One of the reasons face-to-face is so important also is, in the next couple of years, what you want to see on a screen, you may not know that it's a human. I am working on a project here, and my partner today sent me a little private video, and the voice bot. I remembered a couple years ago, chatbots were text, and they were basically, the next evolution of phone tree. And then there were some voice bots. Last year, I was doing a keynote in Berlin where I saw the first voice bots that actually sounded. They had breaths, they had pauses. And so I knew that the phone tree and the talking part were going to sync up. This morning, I saw a customer care voice bot that for the first time actually felt quite human. It was like going from like black and white television to color. Like suddenly now I felt like, okay, I can deal with this. So that is to say, being in person with people is going to be way more important.
100%.
It's going to start being way more important. I'll be here. I'm living here in the month of October and then the month of December. And what I'll do is I was just thinking, what I might try to do if you're up for it is help you kick off your podcast by, I'll work behind the scenes as a producer.
Okay.
I'll invite maybe one or two people who I think you'll find inspiring here in Dubai. And I will film and capture a couple of podcasts where you can be with a guest, and that will be my contribution to you.
And that would be a great contribution then. Thank you so much. Looking forward.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being on CX in the Wild. I love celebrating the future of our industry, and it's been an honor to speak to you.
Same here. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, everyone.
CX is shaped where people live, work, and connect. Thank you for being a part of this journey. There's more to discover, more to challenge, and more to create. So stay curious, and we'll see you out there.